Hey there, Dan here, stockmarketmentor.com, and I want to talk about Apple today. Now, the stock broke out really above 260. You got to say 260 was resistance here. You can see the pattern. So this was really kind of a fairly deep cup here. If you call 32% deep, this is a weekly chart here, by the way. You can see it here. But it it rallied back and then kind of hovered here in consolidation for a while before coming up and attacking last December's high. Now let's look at it on the daily chart. You can see it kind of looks a little more orderly. I mean, the weekly chart looks like it was going straight down to hell and then went to confession. Those of you that are Catholic know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but so here you see the same thing, like this really zigzag down, fell down like with everything else. But then the thing that I like about it, and we'll get to the reason why in just a sec. The thing that I like about it is that it really traded in this base. It was a little choppy, but for over 3 months. And then since that time has really been making these like Darvis boxes where it's up here and then up here. And then finally, it looks to me like it's running up here. Now, why did it do that today? It did that, well, it did that because buyers were more aggressive than sellers. That's the only reason. It's the only reason any stock goes higher. It has to do with the relative aggressiveness of buyers versus sellers. But the thing that really pushed this thing, I think, is Counterpoint Research. It's a, guess what? It's a research firm. Reported that iPhone 17 is selling 14% above iPhone 16. Now, as a guy who owns iPhone 16, I have absolutely no reason why anyone would want to be upgrading from 16 to 17. So maybe it's the 15 holdouts, I don't know, but the bottom line is yippee-ki-yay, people are buying the iPhone 17. And so then that just really gives us a sense that what had been feared as maybe not a great upgrade cycle actually is going to be. And so since the market anticipates future developments or future events, the stock is starting to climb up there. Be mindful now. This is just conjecture. This is consensus. It's not even consensus. It's based on early research. So we don't know whether that's true. The market will ultimately tell us whether that's true. The stock, if it is, the stock will continue to run and run right into their results, which, by the way, is on the 30th. Now, this is for last quarter, and so they probably won't disclose much about what's happened in October, but I'm sure they'll say some stuff. So then also, like their market cap is above, or it's almost at 4 trillion bucks. That's a really big deal. I remember a time when no company was at 1 trillion and people were wondering which one it was going to be. Now, all these mega caps are above 1 trillion. And if you're not, people are looking at you like, what the hell's wrong with you? So anyway, and then Loop Capital upgraded this to a buy. Okay, that's fine. Munster's been bullish on Apple for a long time, but they raised the price up to 315. It's not even on this chart. So they raised the target price up to here. Now, this isn't going to go up here in a straight line. It's going to zip back and forth and all that. You can see where this is. But ultimately, this stock is going higher. So why am I doing this? I'm showing you this because I don't think this moves over. I prefer, just so you know, I prefer to get a head start on stocks like this. Like, frankly, Friday would have been a good day to buy. I just wasn't looking at it. And frankly, I probably wouldn't have bought it anyway. It wasn't a great setup, but it was a good risk reward where you're buying the stock here right at the close, and then you can put a stop just below this little cluster here, and you're just risking a little over 3%, 3.5%. So it would have given you a low risk entry as long as you were setting your stop here. And then you'd have participated in this. But as it is even now, I'm looking at this stock as an opportunity to buy, but this time it would be a different stop. Rather than putting your stop down here, instead you say, all right, if this breakout is real, then the stock will not retrace the move. It will not come back down to 255. 255.63 was the intraday low. Okay, whatever. But it won't come back down to that level. Frankly, it won't even really pull back to this middle Bollinger Band, which is the blue line there. So I know I'll buy it now and risk about 3.25%. And put your stop right about there. Just a real tight stop because you're buying a breakout. If that holds, though, we'll go back to the weekly. Okay, if that holds, then all of this price action, like everything that has everybody that has owned this stock is a winner. And it's Apple. People don't like to sell Apple. And so I think you can expect this to really, as long as earnings are okay, as long as the stock holds up after earnings, I think you can expect this to run to 300, probably pretty easily, and that's just a 15% rally. So anyway, I'm going to be tracking that. Now, one other thing before you go. At Stock Market Mentor, we've had a monster trade list, and I mean, some of our trades have made it like one even 300% higher. So we're kind of on fire over there. If you are not a member, you can join for $7. You can get in for $7 for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, email us and you know what? We'll take care of you. But check it out. Again, $7 for 2 weeks. And if that doesn't work for you, then I don't know why these free charts videos are working for you. Though I will say it's really okay if all you do is trade off of these free chart videos. I actually have a lot of members who have told me, hey, Dan, I watched your free charts. I mean, I'll just tell you, I'm going to take this off my sharing here. I've had a lot of members who came up or who have some of them have talked to me at live events, but who've emailed me or put in our trading room, hey, I was on your free charts for like a year or more, some of them, until I finally felt guilty. And so I decided to join, and I'm happy I did and all that. But the point is, don't feel guilty about just watching these free chart videos. They're for you. If you like what I do and you can make money, then sure, go ahead and join. But if you don't, it's really okay too. I love you. As I say, I love my lurkers. So if this works for you, awesome. In fact, do me a favor, just email, let me know. Here's my my quote, personal business email address. It's dan@stockmarketmentor.com. Those get to my personal email box. Let me know if you like what I'm doing here. Give me any suggestions, anything that you'd like that you think would work. I'm happy to read it, and hopefully maybe we can do that. All right. I'm doing this for you. All right. I'll see you next time.